Everyone, it's been a hot minute since I made a little video. Today we're going to be talking about Subnautica 2, my thoughts on it, and a lot of stuff that they can change. Like all of the early access stuff, it is susceptible to change. So I'm going to try and do this in a kind of compliment sandwich. So, my thoughts on Subnautica 2. I really like the new planet. It is very pretty. The fauna is interesting, and even though it is still early access, it does seem to have a lot of promise. That is something I want to put clear, is how much I think that just because something is in the game the now as it is, doesn't mean it might not change later. Another thing that I really like is the different fish in the new one. Even though apparently you're not on this planet, you're on an entirely different one, with its entirely different ecosystem and the way it looks. But it looks suspiciously like a Subnautica planet. But hey ho. The ships, they could... oh, sorry about that. The predators look weird in the new one. I would be very interested to see the whole evolutionary chain of like what they are. The starting fish, none of them really catch the eye so far from when I was looking around, and that's going to be the bread of this sandwich. Now, the bad parts. First and foremost, fish are indestructible. So you see how when you hit something, there's a bit of splatter blood. I did that on purpose, just now. But when I'm going around in this game, I try and actually avoid the fish as much as possible. But when you're creeping around a hallway and then, oh man, this is kind of what I want. You don't get that in Subnautica 2. It can be put in, but fish having actual hit zones is important. It makes the game feel more alive. You don't get to feel bad about hitting a fish if the fish just swims... Stop letting me hit you. If the fish just swims off like nothing even happened. Again, early access. The tools... Fuck off! The tools of Subnautica 2 I am not amazed with. What they replaced the Sea Glide with is atrocious. It doesn't look cool. Please give us the Sea Glide with the option of using the new stuff along with the old stuff. Because I like the heftiness of the Sea Glide, but that might just be a personal choice. Like a personal thing. The building, bit weird. But generally I like the look of it. The optimization, though, is a bit lacking. There is, from what I can tell, in my hardware is not, it's not bottom line. It's pretty good, considering. And it was struggling a lot with it. Now, there has been some fuckery with drivers and stuff that I'll need to sort out. But it seemed to struggle. Not actually playing it, but the cutscenes in particular seem to be very heavy on it. Overall, I do like the cutscenes in Subnautica 2, from what I could see of it. The story I'm not really going to talk about, because early access still got to be done, and I don't want to get spoiled, because I genuinely really like Subnautica and its ways it does things. What the fucking screamers, man. Bloody screamers. What else? Alright, the biggest controversy, I'll address it now, is the weapons. Not having weapons to defend yourself is dumb. I like the give us just the stasis rifle. You need something to make it seem fair to the mind, because if you're like me, I don't even tend to use a weapon in Subnautica. It takes up space that a sea glide could take up. I prefer to flee, which is, you know, the genuinely most of the response by the community. But the ability to defend oneself when accosted is important as well. Especially if you're going from a you don't have anything to now you have all this cool stuff, you need to be able to feel that kind of mastering of the environment, which Subnautica 2 in its current state does not. Fucking peepers. Fauna, I like. The area still quite small, but again, early access. It will expand. I remember when Subnautica 1 came out, the deep pod area, where you get a lot of early game progression. I remember for the longest time that was basically just barren, and then it became this like massive area. So it'll get bigger and deeper the more they work into it. Paying 23 quid for what is basically a tech demo, not fantastic. Especially since I don't like this. Looks fine. What was wrong with this level of DSL ray shading and whatever the fuck? Like, you don't need the extra bells and whistles. It's not. This is exactly like 3D. Kind of doing it, but I feel that all this ray tracing stuff is going to be like that. People are going to use it for the gimmick, and then it's going to be abandoned. Warning, as it's
maximum depth reached.
Oh fuck!
Damage imminent.
Shit! I rambled too close to the sun. The actual environments they've got in there right now are pretty rad. There was one thing I did notice when I was fucking about with it, is that there were creatures on top of the ocean. I like that. It was a nice little thing to be able to come up here and see like some big cloud motherfucker pissing water on me. That was a unique interaction. Not the pissing on me, fuck, but a creature being up there and not under here. What I would like to see is a creature that specifically hunts that creature from down below. Something that tracks the water spout from below and then jumps up to try and get it. And you could have like a kind of torpedo-ish body to match the rest of the vibe that Subnautica 2 is going for. One of the things I did actually quite like was the new vehicle and the new vehicle systems. Fuck's sake, would you stop running into me? The new vehicle systems, which is modular now, which I quite like, but I didn't understand it when I first tried it, which I feel that for people that aren't fucking about in creative, that is a bit of a folly, a little bit, but what do I know? I'm just a gamer. But my dumb gamer brain thought, oh, like that thing looks speedy, so I'll get it. And then I realised that it was part of a modular. Oh god, they're swimming backwards. Getting the parking beep, beep, beep out. Are these spiral plants now? That's one thing that was missing from Subnautica 2 as well, the hunting interactions. I don't know if maybe I just didn't see it, but it didn't look like any of the fish were hunting each other. Which again, I'm hoping is just because AI is like difficult to do, and that they will get more creative AI in the future. Since they're going with the whole octopus feel, I would actually be really down for an enemy that actually stalks you in particular, or something that remembers, like a nemesis system from like Resident Evil, like a creature that constantly follows you, that you have to put up defenses to kind of stop. I think that'd be cool. I didn't get to see any of the big creatures yet, But I've been looking around in Subnautica for the big shellfish. You know, in this game, I've been looking for the big shell guy. The big chitinous salmon motherfucker. And I just can't seem to find him. I've been waiting for him to like pop up like you know, a jump scare. He never fucking does. And between the screamers, the fucking Eldritch Horror Screamer guys, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I feel kind of safe in the thermal fields. Man, this is so cool. Yeah, I don't want to... One of the lines of this game is that you'd never want to feel 100% safe. I always want to feel like there's... Is this ice? Oh my god! Hello! Where is this? Where are we? Oh. Get my knife up. In case I need to defend myself, which I can't do in Subnautica 2. I also don't like the new... Oh shit. I don't like the new... I don't like the new types of tools you get. I feel they're a bit weird. Where the fuck am I? Oh, prawns! Oh my god, I've been looking for these things for fucking ages. Oh, that would be so cool if I can get a prawn. I dislike the sea truck and all of... Yeah, I much preferred the sea moth from the first game. But hey, you know... This is what I'm stuck with.
Motivational posters were banned from XenoWorks following a lengthy discussion at the annual company retreat 3 years ago. This poster is technically contraband.
The fuck? Okay. Well, I've got a whole bunch of them in my shack. A lot of hello, hang in there kitties. Stealing a bunch of jukebox stuff. The tadpoles. Tadpoles are fun. I did feel like the moon pool thing was a bit weird.
What was she doing all the way out here?
Sam also likes to grapple with pussy. I'm probably filling up my inventory with crap, but I don't know. I got here by the power of rambling. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back by the power of rambling. So tadpole, good addition. I didn't actually try. I only tried the speed variant. Oh, fuck's sake. So the very, very fast one, because that was always the thing I hated about the sea truck, was how slow it felt compared to the sea moth. So it's nice to see the technology going there. I would like to... See, this game doesn't need a lot to be pretty. I remember back in the day you used to start in this place. No, I want the stuff. Give me the stuff attached to it. The fuck? Oh man. There used to be, back in the day, you used to be able to get like a really boss filter or something out of it. I also haven't come across the sea stalkers yet. Or the big stalker guys. I'm low-key worried they're gonna appear sometime. Oh, I am freezing to death. I am absolutely freezing my butt off. Really quickly. Oh god. Yeah, okay, fuck off! I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die from cold. I'm gonna freeze, Close this motherfucking door. Fuck, it's cold right there. But I was waiting for ages for a tropical themed. I had some really, like, going from like sea monkey layers I thought it would be really cool. Oh, hold on, I'll take this call. Okay, so he hid like a chump. Okay. Yeah. I can't remember what I was saying before we were rudely interrupted by this AI that fucking, like a bitch, lives in my head. There's already so many voices in there. And now I've got another one that speaks nothing but riddles and logic at me. But yeah, that aside, the start of the new Subnautica I quite like. The cutscene I could not see, but I assume, going by all the crashing sounds, it was probably pretty vivid and explosive. The multiplayer issue, or the multiplayer fact, I'm not so thingied about. People have been wanting multiplayer in this game for ages. I'm probably still going to play it like a single player adventure, because to me Subnautica is a single player adventure. What the fuck is this? Propulsion cannon? Just as I was speaking about... Oh, why can't I get it? No. Speaking of weapons, it's not exactly a weapon, but it's meant to be. The ability to fight back is important for atmosphere. If you don't feel like you can't fight back, or there's no way to save yourself, then you won't even try. And eventually people enjoy that type of... People that enjoy that type of game will get bored, because this is not a horror game. This is basically a survival that has horror elements, which I quite like. These things as well. One of my gripes about the finished version of Subnautica is that they de-aggroed the sea monkeys. Before, when it was still in early access, when you went anywhere near the sea monkeys, they would just come up and take your shit. Didn't matter. It was just like, no, ours now. But they don't do that anymore. I can't even remember the last time a sea monkey tried to even steal my shit. Now they're just chill. Which, because it gave them, the sea monkeys gave them some character, you know. Some of these aggressive traits are character given. The reason why people love Subnautica is because it's almost believable. You know? You could almost imagine these things being real. And they seem to have lost that somewhere along the way. Don't know if it's the times, but it feels like an entirely different team is behind Subnautica 2 than behind Subnautica 1 or Below Zero. And Below Zero isn't anything special, it's a DLC at best of Subnautica 1. Lots of things can change, sometimes not for the better. I'm hoping that Subnautica will take the community's criticism well and not become vindictive, regardless of the reasoning behind something. If it detracts from the fun of the game, then it should be taken out. But I guess that's it in terms of me covering the controversy. The big trees actually I quite liked. The different biomes, from what I could tell, were very fun. Sorry if this feels kind of rambly. I am kind of just rambling into a microphone, but I saw that it was getting a lot of views, so I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a shot. Put my hat in the ring. Again, I'm not so happy I paid 23 quid to put my hat in the ring, but hey ho, I'm expecting it to be worth it in the end, even if it's not as good as Subnautica 1 or even Below Zero. I will still get my money's worth out of it. And I think that's the main thing, that if you liked Subnautica 1 and 2, or if you liked Subnautica 1 and Below Zero, then there's a good chance you will like slash deal with Subnautica 2. But it does feel different, which I'm not a massive fan of, but different planet, different rules, I guess. The 3D printing, I shall lay it as, was a bit quirky and weird, I must admit. It felt kind of dystopian, the way that it just kind of slides in there. Clever if it was, it still feels very dystopian, especially with the weird genetic mutation things, which again is interesting, but I feel it's a bit weird. Because the way that Altera is very xenophobic in the way that they don't really like aliens or things that are not human. So them being like, yeah, we have these automatons who can adapt to any environment and we have no like sway over at all, they're just kind of on their own with an AI, seems a bit, you know, plotting your own destruction, seems a bit dystopian. Can we not get Dave from accounting to go and do these kind of things? I would like to think that maybe they give the humans the chance to explore the world and not the fucking automatons, the blank slates. And now I'm gonna get people in the comments being like, "Oh, blank slate."
Warning. Maximum
Fuck's
depth
sake.
reached.
Blank
Hull
slate.
damage imminent.
Laws, reparations for being grown. I didn't ask to be grown. I don't fucking know. 3D printing is weird, and the fact that they can 3D print an automaton and not a weapon or anything to defend yourself is a bit weird. They also changed up all the fucking recipes, which I don't mind, but they also changed up the way that the items look, which feels a bit weird. Like, things aren't like, they're not alloys. They didn't become what they are because of the different things that make them up. They are by themselves just elements. So why do they look so different in Subnautica 2? Because there doesn't seem to be any massive territory changes. Like, the ecology basically just looks like a temperate ocean, the same way that this looks like a Arctic Ocean. And even then, it looks temperate as fuck. If you didn't know it was Arctic, you wouldn't think it was Arctic. You know, but yeah. I don't want this to be a griping video, because overall, I would give Subnautica a chance. If you liked Below Zero and Subnautica 1, get it. You're probably going to get 23 quid's worth, and by the time that it finally comes out, it will probably be double that. I wouldn't get invested in the story, and if you do buy it, probably wait a wee while, go back and complete the other two first, and then play it. Also, I liked in the tadpole, you could jump really fucking high. I definitely prefer the tadpole over the sea truck. But I'm stuck with the sea truck, so I'll just deal with it. Give me the sea moth back. I want the sea moth, I want my Cyclops. Give it back to me. It's unfair that it has been rudely taken, and I deserve to have my Ocean Explorer vehicles back. There didn't seem to be any prawn suits, but I'm hoping prawn suits will come later. God. See, this is the thing, the amount of fish hitting me. It's part of the feel. Like, I'm not a psychopath or anything, but it just feels much more alive. Like, the amount of times when I've been creeping around, hearing a noise, and then all of a sudden I jump out of my fucking... I jump because I've accidentally smashed into one of the jelly rays that is now flailing in my field of vision, spooking me the fuck out. Nope, get the fucking to my sea truck. Fucking sulfur assholes. Yeah, I am glad to not see any of these motherfuckers, but it's part of the exploration fact. I would like to see a different variation. I'd like to see more variation than, not variation in the creatures, because there is lots of variation, but they all fill the same biological niches. You know, there's no out there weird ones. Like, that's one of the things I liked about the penguins, is that they were a new type of animal in themselves that filled a specific role. Overall, I give the creatures so far a 7 out of 10. While I would give the environments maybe a 4, which could be bumped up to a 7 out of 10 if they fix the technical issues with the game. Which I would like them to, because I would like this game to succeed. Ugh, I better go home and recharge my batteries. I am actually trying to dodge these fish. I want to see if I can get a look at the big guy before I go home. Where's the big guy? There he is. There's the big guy. See him? Don't know how close I can get before he starts attacking. I think he's gone. Oh, you motherfuckers. Oh, I think he's there. See him? In the distance, he's just out of... Oh, fuck, there he is. The big chitinous motherfucker that he is. See, there was none of that in Subnautica 2. But overall, 7 out of 10, basically. Once they fix their issues, probably go up. The story, we'll see. I did not... I thought the way that they did the adaptations was a bit clunky. Maybe a little bit. I like the joking about the modifications, like the joking ramifications of it. But overall, it feels like a weirdly added roadblock slash like speed bump to just kind of stifle you in a weird way, especially if you start off the game with that as an issue. Fuck! Stop! These fish are suicidal, man. They really are.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
That's another thing. Habitats don't say welcome aboard, Captain, and I hate the voice that they now use for it. I don't like the voices they use. Subnautica's so pretty. Even like, again, what was wrong with just this? This is fine. Like, there's no DSL butt shade ray tracing bullshit. It's just nice to look at. To be honest, that's more of a problem with the overall gaming market. But I'm planning on, for anyone that's still watching, thank you. You've made me very, very happy. Hopefully I will be recording more soon. I'm hoping to get back into the vibe and hopefully get more D&D brought out. It's going to have to be an entirely new team and stuff due to drama, but hopefully, guys, I'll see you in the next one.